Mountain Gardens. It's April 25th. We want to look at this Schizandra, which is in bloom right now. So this plant, it's a woody vine, woody deciduous vine. Leaves out early in the spring, very much prone to getting frosted. So this plant's perhaps 20 years old. And even though my greatest hope of maybe all the Chinese herbs I have is to get fresh fruit of this, the fruit is the part that's used, I have yet to raise a single fruit here at Mountain Gardens. So here's the fruit. Wu Weizhi, when it's dried. Wu Weizhi means 5 flavor tea, so there's thought to be 5 main flavors to go with the 5 main organ systems: sweet, sour, pungent, salty, bitter. That's one way to say them anyway. So this is a very important plant. Contains leakage of lung qi, grasps the qi, enriches the kidneys, stops diarrhea, nourishes the liver, quiets the spirit, inhibits sweating, generates fluids, and does lots of other stuff too. And it has an amazing flavor. I have tasted it fresh at my friend Jean Giblet's High Falls Gardens up in New York. She gets fruit. So you need male and a female to get fruit. It's typically a dioecious plant, which means a particular plant will be either male or female. This is supposed to have been Eastern Prince, which is supposedly a self-fertile variety. So for many years we never got fruit because year in and year out it got frosted. It wants to leaf out way too early for western North Carolina. And you know, in comes March or early April, all you need is 2 or 3 days of 60-degree weather and bingo, it's leafing out and flowering. And that's inevitably going to be followed by some 20-degree weather, and all the flowers fall off. So that went on for a few years, a lot of years. And finally I figured out the solution to that problem, which is take the thing down off the trellis, put it on the ground. Forget trying to wrap this up with row cover. That just doesn't work. We put it down on the ground, cover it with row cover, wait till the danger of frost, put it back up. We did that twice this year. We were convinced the danger of frost was over, but no, we were wrong. Here comes another 20 degrees in the middle of April. So we have solved that problem. Now here it is with nice flowers all over it, blooming out. A lot of them have gone past already. Now we get to problem 2. Why am I still not getting any fruit? Well, on close inspection, what I have discovered is that every flower on here is female. So there it is. There's the middle of the flower. You can see the little cluster of fruit, which we would hope to get. It's already right there. It just needed to have been pollinated, and that would turn into a nice like bunch of bright red Schizandra fruit. But it ain't going to happen because there are no male flowers on here. So I'm going to get back to the people who sold me this, which is One Green World out in Oregon, and ask them what's going on. Anyway, I've gotten past the frost problem. All I need now is a male pollinator, and I can start having Schizandra. I've got half a dozen of these vines in every part of the garden, but every single one came from the original same stock. So that's the issue in growing Schizandra. It doesn't seem to be too picky about growing conditions. In the wild, I believe it's a forest vine that climbs up to the top of trees like wild grapes. But in a cultivated situation, the Chinese always have it on trellises. After a while it might get to be a pretty heavy vine, so you make a nice trellis for it. And then of course, depending on your area, if you're prone to a lot of oscillations in the spring like we are, you should set up a situation where you're going to be able to take this thing down. You maybe could set up a trellis that could just flop over to the ground when necessary. Some parts of the world don't have that problem. One day it's winter, one day it's spring. It doesn't go back and forth. So that's what I have to tell you about Schizandra.